Okay, I am here with our expert balance. I'm calling him our expert balance for today's conversation. Stephan Speaks. Welcome to Cheministry.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We are so excited about you bringing that male perspective. But one of the things that I love about you, relationship coach, best-selling author, we've got a couple of his books here, but there's so many more. He's lying, sis. We're going to get into that in a minute. And then Love After Heartbreak. But you actually have an audience of both male and female followers, and you also really talk to singles and couples. So you're really objective in the way that you approach giving advice and giving inspiration. Can you talk about why that was important for you?
Well, for me, I'm only doing this because God told me to. So let me just put it out there like that. And so with that being the case, you can't fix one part of the negative cycle by only addressing one aspect of it.
Yes.
You have to address all aspects. So that means talking to men, women, couples, singles, everything, because the goal is to help people heal, help people get in better relationships, help people live a higher quality of life. So to me, I never wanted to be niched down,
yes.
Though I will admit that from a business perspective, it would have been smarter to be niched down.
Right.
But I always rejected it. It was like, nah, I'll take the long route and talk to everybody one way or another.
Well, you see what happens when you follow what your divine purpose is, it works out for you. And you have your own niche because, like I said, you are someone that has an audience of both sides and you're able to kind of balance it out. Now, today's topic is trauma bonding. Can you talk a little bit about, because some people, we've heard that, but a lot of people don't know exactly what that means. Can you talk a little bit about what trauma bonding is and how that affects relationships?
So I think there's the way that a lot of people think of it, which is, let's say two people have both had a death in their family,
okay,
and now they're bonding through this shared traumatic experience.
Okay.
I think that's how people think of it. But the actual definition is more so when someone is essentially finding themselves attached to an abuser due to a cycle of abuse, and now they're seeking out validation from that abuser.
Wow.
And that's why they hold on to that relationship and continue to deal with these abusive acts. And so that's the trauma bonding that is, I guess, the main focus for a lot of people right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And we hear, what's funny, because when Chanel mentioned that this was a topic, I hear people so often say, I grew up in a household where there was abuse and I did not want to continue that, but I find myself either doing that, what I saw and I did not like, or being a victim of that. Do you think that those cycles need to, how can we go about breaking those cycles that we saw growing up that were hurtful, that we really don't know what to do with?
So I think a lot of it is healing, and we have to go through different steps in that process, releasing how we feel, processing it differently, forgiveness, things of that nature. But I think also what comes to mind is the need to redefine what a healthy relationship is. I think many people grow up in these households and they were told this is normal.
Right.
This is everybody does this. So now when they grow up doing it or experiencing it, they rationalize it as, well, everybody goes through this.
Yeah.
But that's not normal. It's not healthy, at least.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to help people understand what healthy really is, because unfortunately, many people have not grown up seeing a healthy, positive relationship.
Yeah.
And they need more guidance in that area.
Absolutely. Well, this is, to me, the beginning of getting healthy is conversations like today,
Absolutely.
like the one we're going to have today. Now, Stephan, I just want to ask about, he's lying, sis. Uncover the truth behind his words and actions, because I believe this is very needed. There's been so many times a girlfriend is talking, I'm like, he's lying, sis. Where did the inspiration for this book come from?
So I'm gonna be real honest. It happened because there was an email blast sent out, and my email got put in the subject line, "He's lying, sis." And the email went crazy. Like, we saw an open rate like we never saw before.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You should write a book on that." And I was like, all right, cool. Let me pray about it. And I prayed about it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And so it stemmed from that, but then also from the fact that there's so many reoccurring themes, so many reoccurring scenarios of deception and confusion that a lot of people don't understand how to navigate through.
Yeah.
And again, my goal is, if I can help people stay away from the damage, then two healthy people can come together and have a great relationship. So I have to help both sides identify what that is, understand how to deal with it, and to better stay away from it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I love it. He's lying. Sometimes you just got to know. He's lying, sis. Stephan, tell people how, if they're not here and they're not hearing this conversation, how can they keep up with you on social media and get your books and find out more about what you have coming up?
You can find me anywhere on social media at Stephan Speaks, Stephan Speaks, YouTube, Twitter, or just go to my website, stephanspeaks.com.
StephanSpeaks.com. You guys heard it right here. We're going to talk about all that from the very professional and spiritual perspective. And then on the other hand, just know sometimes he's lying, sis. Thank you so much, Stephan.
Thank you very much.